You're live.
Show us your balls. I'm sorry.
Shake your
And
head.
then
Lisa
put that
has-
up there, we'd get a million viewers. Come on, Hunter, fit in here before he sits down
I
again.
was gonna go run to the bathroom, but
I just have to run real quick, sorry.
So for our lives, we're doing a late night.
Live on YouTube too. Oh, really? And Facebook. So are we live now?
Yeah,
Oh, hello guys, sorry,
We're just.
give us a minute.
late night
Starting up.
broadcast for our podcast.
Was live when you guys were talking about owls?
No.
No,
no.
we're live. We're live.
No.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, I started them after you guys
Oh,
did that, so.
We try to fit these podcasts in when we can, because we do a lot of other stuff.
Most of them are unplanned. So.
And make sure you guys all like and share and subscribe and all that jazz.
All the fun stuff.
Our next investigation coming up is next week.
Don't know yet.
After? Soonish.
Scott Marshall says, boom, first comment on Facebook.
Scott. It's gonna past bedtime.
Past my bedtime.
Just for you guys watching, if you hear any clumping in the background, we got a 9-month-old Great Pyrenees puppy who likes to make a lot of noise. He's about 100 pounds.
While we're waiting to get started, show him the puppy. Come here, pup. Come here.
Oh, he's got a toy. And he ain't gonna move.
They,
I wore the
They
shirt
love
that
dogs.
makes me look.
You give me a toy?
I wore that shirt to make me look better.
Come on.
Oh, sorry.
Get in front of the camera. Come on.
okay, he can't hear you. Lower
Just leave it there. He's just looking at it.
He's like, no. What else we got coming up as a preview this summer? We got museums. We got
We got lots of places. We got some repeats too, a couple of funner places like the Palmer Opera House, the 71 West Bar and Grill.
Oh, we're going there again? That was lively.
Yeah, that was fun.
Best chicken
I don't
wings
think
I've ever
Todd got to
had.
go to that one, did you?
Ooh, really great french
That's the
fries
one where we
too.
had the knocking in the bathrooms in the hallway?
No, that was
that was
Lions
Club.
Club.
That was the Lions Club. Which
71
was the
West-
one with
West-
this, is this the one with the speaker came
West
sliding
Bar
up there?
Grill.
Oh, there's the
no,
puppy
that was
on
the
other side.
warehouse restaurant.
Ah, okay, we've been to so
71
many.
West. No, maybe Tom wasn't at that
Can
one.
you squeeze?
The one with the
How much? We
the
had.
photo room upstairs.
Yes, I was there.
Okay. Yeah.
I was there.
Kind of related.
That one I know.
Now he
Questionable photo booth.
No questionable. I mean, it was just an air mattress with a black satin sheet on it.
Yeah, totally
But the
normal.
French ticklers?
With the French ticklers. Yeah,
Yeah, the lights.
Those were dusters, Lisa. They were dusters.
those
Just
were
a box
dusters.
of dusters.
The handcuffs.
Completely normal.
You guys
But-
see a dog walk through.
Yeah.
Just
So-
say it's a beautiful dog. He'll love it.
Yeah.
Scott says
a
if we're ever
mascot.
going back to Hen Coop, he wants to go.
We are going to
Yes.
go back there
And
this
Coop
year.
Part 3
But during
coming
the
soon.
warm weather.
Yeah.
Through the war. Yeah,
Probably
we're,
summer.
we're done with the.
Scotty was the first one to be called to be word, I do believe.
Hey, is it safe to say if anybody has any,
Goes up this way.
any ideas of places we can visit?
Around, yeah.
Please
Western New
reach out to
York,
us.
Northwestern
Yeah, you know a
PA.
location that's
We would
old or
love to
has
come out
interesting
and
paranormal
investigate.
stuff happening.
Yeah.
We're always looking for new places.
All right.
Preferably any old hospitals or asylums,
Jails.
prisons. Yeah.
Jails. Yeah.
Any old cemeteries, any
Oh,
places,
snappy.
you know
It
of?
was already on the table.
Any
Can't
abandoned
open it
buildings?
Alright, so we ready to
there. It was there when I was eating.
officially get started?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
that's it.
think we are.
Sure.
Okay.
Colorado, the Abbey, somebody said.
Yeah.
Let's
Ooh,
go to
That's a little
Colorado.
far from
That's
us.
a little far. Yeah, unless you're sponsoring.
The
We
Abbey
are
in
looking at a
Colorado,
number of
It's what, 18 hours?
Something like that.
farther locations, but it's
Not
always
that
going
far.
to be a difficult thing with our work schedules and kids' schedules.
If anybody wants to sponsor a trip to the Stanley, we'd do that one.
Oh, we'd
Well,
love to
sure,
go.
Yeah.
we also would take donations. We'd also like to go to Scotland.
Ooh.
Oh, I-
Thing is, we
We
can
talked
need
about that
passports.
before.
I got mine.
We actually have a
Yours might be
capsule we
expired,
can do
though.
in Scotland,
10 years.
but
Just
it-
getting close.
we have to get,
Yeah.
you know, passports and
Yeah.
a few thousand
Yeah,
dollars.
so if any of you out there on a
That is not a
private
problem.
jet or something,
Right? You want to be our official sponsor?
yeah, our official
That is
airline.
not a problem.
All right.
I had a
Your
Scottish
normal
friend,
sugar
that
daddy.
Scottish friend that says, Scott, the entire thing, you stand off the plane, it's haunted, it's just haunted.
Yeah,
I
that's
just-
what they're talking about.
I just want to mention this now. We do have someone watches Facebook and TikTok, but we do not have anybody moderating our YouTube live stream.
So if you any comments on there, we'll get to. I mean, we'll answer all your comments and questions and things, but
Yeah.
not live.
Not live.
We'll just respond to them in the comments.
All right, I think we're ready to go. That one player said, "Ooh, live stream."
Is that on the
Always.
camera recording?
Yep,
They're all going, yeah.
So, hello and welcome to the Spirit Hunters podcast. I'm Lance White Eagle, and joining me this evening are.
Tom?
Hunter.
Brenda,
Lisa.
Shane.
You can say your last name, Tom. Don't let them bully you. I saw he's
Oh,
like,
he wanted- he's like,
Tom.
No,
And-
I'm not a white eagle.
And tonight we're going to be
No, he's
talking.
not my dad.
We're not sure who Hunter's dad.
Yeah.
Even though Hunter is older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I feels bad for you, all that white hair.
What white hair?
Hey now. And tonight we're going to be talking about the Presbyterian Church, the old Presbyterian Church in Cuba, New York. That is their current community center, community action, right?
Cultural.
Cultural center. And we were fortunate enough to go there this spring, early spring. And Shane, you want to talk about how we got hooked up?
Well, I called them, and they said yes.
It's a good way to get
I
connected.
picked up the phone.
We were
but
doing a
Spring's not
tour
here yet.
of the town for several locations, Lisa and I, in Cuba, New York.
Cuba.
Dave Crawley, former mayor and current historian of the town, told us a lot of great history, showed us a lot of places. That's how we ended up in the Palmer Opera House. And we got 5 or 6 more locations we're looking at in Cuba. But on our walk, Lisa and I saw this big, beautiful old church, and it looked deserted. And we were like, ooh. So that's what began that. I called a few people, got the right people on the phone, and we got to explore a beautiful old church.
Yeah, which was actually just right down the road from the Opera House.
Yeah,
Right
right on Main
around the
Street.
corner. Yeah.
And right across from the public library, another potential location.
Mm-hmm. As Mom said, spring. It was early spring, but it was
It was
cold
still
and
snowing.
rainy and snowy. Yeah.
Well, it's still,
It's Western New York.
That, yeah, it's Western New York weather. 70
Um,
degrees one day, snowing 32 the next.
Tomorrow, 73.
Ooh.
it's
Heat wave.
34
It's
now.
a heat wave.
And,
I'm dying.
Let's see. I think she said, if I recall correctly, that it had been the community center now for about 10 years or so. But the church was built in the 1800s.
Right. The church was, I think it was 1840s. I'm not going to give her name because I can't remember. It's been a while.
If it's
since she
okay
gave
for us to
permission.
share it, yeah.
But
For the church?
for the longest time, they
1863.
were also a food pantry.
1863 for the church.
And they gave out clothing and other household needs to people. So in that video, you'll probably see a lot of that stuff in there still because now that part is closed. They just lack of volunteers and workers. We see that everywhere. But it was really a fascinating
It was
place.
huge.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
deceptively large. Like
Yeah.
it looks big from the outside.
It looks
You know,
like a
once you
pretty
go
big
in,
church, yeah.
The organ.
Oh, the 2-story organ, that was nice.
2-story pipe organ.
It's mounted into the building.
Yeah.
And a wide one. That's the widest one I think we've seen.
Yeah, that's gotta be one of the biggest organs I've ever seen.
Yeah, at least 50 feet wide.
Yeah.
Don't
I don't
start
know.
with that.
Lisa missed it.
I know. And no Chrissy here to catch
I
me.
know. He
I
said
didn't
that's
get
the
that.
biggest organ he's ever seen.
There's the big old dopey dog
Yeah.
I'm telling you about. 9-month-old Great Pyrenees.
And it had a tremendous bell tower.
Mhm.
5-story bell tower.
Good knit. Yeah, this.
Really creepy. Rickety ladders built into the brick
The thing
all
is-
the way up.
The floor was solid, but the word part you had to worry about was those rickety old
The
wooden ladders.
Not so
You know?
solid, yeah.
Well, the first ladder was what? 15 feet up.
Well, the
and
first
that
ladder was just an extension
That was
ladder.
just an
like
extension
yeah.
ladder. Then you get on this built-in wood one that's another 12 or 14 feet up, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name any names, but eventually somebody was told, please quit ringing the bell.
Well, at 11:30
Hey,
at
when we
night.
get to these old churches, I ain't gonna slide him on that. It's fun ringing those bells.
Yeah.
Wait, who was ringing the
Not
bell?
at midnight.
Me and
No.
Monkey.
Oh, I was gonna say, you're
No,
looking
it
at me.
wasn't.
I was like, I ring this.
Monkey was sanctuary.
Well, she was fine with us ringing it all day earlier.
Yeah.
It's when it's getting later.
The town
Yeah.
is asleep and
Yeah.
they're gonna be mad.
Actually, we didn't actually ring it late. She just had set like after 10 o'clock. She was like, "Oh, hey, by the way,
Yeah.
let's not ring." the bell."
Someone did ring it. Oh, well, I guess we'll get to that in a minute when we actually talk about it. But it was nobody that rang it.
Oh, I rang the hell out of it.
No.
Excuse my language.
That we're talking about a
You're
church,
not
man.
Jeez.
He rang.
I rang the
the
hell
heaven
out
out
of
of
it.
Well, actually, it wasn't her church when you were there.
What?
We'll get back to this, but there was a point when I was up in the attic, actually doing a walkthrough live, when someone was saying, "Don't ring the bell, stop ringing the bell, or whatever." And I'm up there. There's nobody ringing the bell. Obviously, I'm in the attic, the highest part of that building that you can get to floor-wise, and there was nobody ringing the bell. But you guys are all radioing. It was Dad and somebody
Well,
else.
she
Oh, did
just
you
wanted to
could-
let us know that no more of that.
No, someone said, "Stop
Said
ringing the
they
bell."
heard the bell.
Well, yeah,
ring.
the
I thought
TikTok-
you rang it
no.
when you were up there.
TikTok
He
heard it too.
didn't.
TikTok
No. He heard a voice say,
I heard
"Stop ringing the bell."
No,
I'm
that's
walking
different.
because
Oh.
she said because Hunter had just I thought it was Hunter rang the bell
Yeah.
because he was up there doing a live
Yeah.
and apparently this is the first time I realized that he wasn't the one ringing it.
No.
Yeah, I
There
didn't
was
hear it.
no
but
person.
You
ringing
actually
it.
you
They-
didn't hear it
No.
in the bell tower.
TikTok heard it. Someone had said, well, after they radioed, they were saying,
Yeah.
"Stop ringing that bell. It's too late," or whatever.
Well, it rang because we were downstairs. We all
Yeah,
heard
say
it.
somebody, I don't remember. Actually, it might have been that one player. I can't remember. Somebody on there said, "I heard that ring." I didn't hear it, but my phone picked it up,
And they heard it
and
downstairs.
they heard it down. I'm in the attic, 45 feet
Well,
off
that's
the
why
ground.
that
You know?
the president of the board there. to say,
Yeah, so-
oh, we got neighbors. We probably shouldn't do it too late. You know.
Yeah, but it's.
But maybe
Good
you
night.
need to tell her it wasn't a human that rang it.
Right. So our group there, it consisted of everybody here.
Except me.
Monkey
No,
and Hannah.
not Grandma, but Chrissy Holtz.
No, Chrissy wasn't at
She
that.
wasn't
No,
at that
no
one.
Chrissy.
Justin,
Nina and both the Tracys.
Justin and Tana Cape Brown.
Alan.
Monkey and then
Alan.
Tana,
Oh, and your
Alan.
son.
Ellen.
Yeah,
And-
he was
oh,
there.
and Ben.
And your son, yeah.
Was it Dakota that too?
So we had a big crew there,
No,
but it
no,
was
that
a
one.
large building.
It was like we said, deceptive. Like it looks big from the outside.
It looks like a decently large
But-
church, but then you get inside, and you're like,
Mhm.
goodness, you know.
And I think, if I recall correctly, Lisa and Shane got yelled at for being in the accountant's room.
By a spirit.
Yeah. Wasn't it you two who were in the room with the grumpy guy on the first floor? And he was like, "I don't like you guys in
You're
here."
thinking of the United Church.
Yeah, that's the
That
thinking
was
of
the
a different
Methodist.
Different church.
That was at the
Sorry.
Methodist.
Good memory though.
Yes.
I'm like, what the? Yeah, that was a whole different thing. He wanted us to go through the
It was another
books.
beautiful
Yeah.
church with a nice, beautiful two-story.
It was. They were.
Which
I mean,
makes sense where the
and they're
confusion
old.
came
And,
from.
yeah. Yeah.
So-
yeah.
Except that was probably a third of the size of this one.
Yeah. I can start off with my live
Yeah,
TikTok.
go for it.
Yeah.
So a lot of you guys on TikTok know, I do a walkthrough live of the building or wherever it is that we're investigating, so you guys get like an in-depth feel of what we're getting into.
And an idea of what the building looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you're gonna place your equipment and everything. else.
Exactly. So I was upstairs in the attic. Multiple times, even on TikTok, somebody also said I heard this little girl saying what I thought was hello, but it was kind of like robotic-y, if that makes sense. Reverbery. I don't remember what the word is.
Yeah.
Somebody on TikTok said they heard it. I even radioed. Nobody obviously was coming up. And at that same time, it was either right before that or right after is where someone said they heard the bell and stuff like that. The puppy.
The puppy.
He's just a,
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
a dopey
really
dope.
loudly.
I'm sorry, guys. No, not the loud. It just reminded me of Skip.
I-
Because the puppy's going in, he's getting a mouthful of food, and then coming in here, where the people are
Yeah.
to actually chew and eat the food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't think anyone in the
Guys,
crowd is going to.
he's like a
Big Skippy.
40 times the size.
I guess I don't think any of these guys are going to care. It's
No, they like that. They like
Yeah, so we were up there, and I heard right after that, Dad came up, probably 10, 15 minutes later. We heard multiple sets of footsteps. The one I actually caught on the live. I'll try to clip that down at some point. I just got to remember to do that and then enhance that. But you can hear, doom, 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 doom. It might be on that camera too. That Bazzer right
Yeah.
there. We several footsteps. The first time we heard it was in front of that camera, coming from the bell tower towards the camera, and then once behind us, and I think one more somewhere in that corner, walking across the beams or something.
Yeah, about
Um,
70 feet.
Yeah, we had the one spear ball went off like 15 times when we were up there. Just kept going off. No, we
we
were
had
close.
two different ones going.
Yeah, but it's just
The farthest one away went off the majority of time, but there was another one that was only about 30 feet from us.
yeah.
Went off too.
The one there was only one that went off when we were close to it, and it only went off a couple times. But the one every time we got to that side of the church, it wouldn't go off. The one right in front of the camera. But when we walk to the other side or we leave, it start going off again.
Huh.
But we did find a little hidden room up there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
She told us her son went up there and found this hidden room. So asked us if we could, check it out. And of course, we're very explorative. Is that the word?
Yeah.
So we went up there. We were looking around. We didn't see it at all until literally right at the end
Yeah,
of the
well, the
investigation.
way she made it sound like it was in the attic, off the attic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't realize it was.
No, you could
Tucked
just
in
see
the
into
far
it from
corner
the
and then duck.
We a hole in the floor.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. So like, when we walk in, and that you didn't go up there, but that pathway from when you get out of the bell tower, it's in this far corner, and we look down. There's no ceiling. It's just the rafters from the floor going across. All walls are blocked off. There's no entrance to it. No trap
Nothing in
doors.
there though.
No.
I mean you can see the whole room from above.
It's probably a
They just
10 by 10 room.
sealed off.
Literally
this little
nothing in it.
section.
No way to access it except for the.
And he found this at the end of the investigation when we were packing
Hey,
up. If we would have found that earlier, we would have took a rope or ladder
And
Send
put
somebody in
somebody in
I
that
mean we
hole.
could see the whole room.
I couldn't
It was
understand
small.
what that
I'm
meant.
thinking they might have just for draft reasons.
Oh, it was the one
Yeah,
player said he
okay.
heard the girl's voice. He remembers.
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I think when I was doing my YouTube walkthrough, Lisa heard, it sounded like something tumbled down the floor, right? I think you were up there when I ate it in the hallway.
Oh, yeah.
I apparently cannot do live walkthroughs.
He fell
It's-
down.
He was
I fell down hard. I
Not
lost
fell
my
down
hat. I
stairs.
rolled
Not-
over on my back.
not to embarrass him anymore, but he got so embarrassed he didn't even post that.
I didn't even post the live. I was like, oh man, it's gone. But it was live, but I didn't post the.
I didn't do
nothing else happened either. But there were those
Because
three
he
little
stopped it right
stairs.
after. It was just like
I
a
didn't
Like you go up, there was a security
where we
room,
saw that thing in the hallway.
right?
No.
Yeah, you remember where the security room was, and
Yeah.
then there's like three little steps, and like Lisa was in one of the side rooms, and I'm trying to look at the, but Shane and I are blind anyway, and it's dark, so if I'm looking at a bright screen, I can't see nothing else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, and my boot got caught on the stair, and I just, and Lisa's like, what the hell is that?
That'd been fun to.
That's
Look,
100%
She comes down, I'm
that.
laying
We
down.
need that.
I didn't drop the phone though.
We should have blooper reels.
We do need the blooper reel.
Look at the puppy in the TV. Sorry guys,
There he
he's
is.
adorable. Like I said, he's actually not even 9 months old
Yeah.
yet. But yeah, so and I wanted to, just because that hallway, that same hallway as I was doing the walkthrough before I actually got up to the attic, Dad and I were in there, and you want to tell them what we saw at the end of the hallway?
Well, yeah, that was crazy. Now we've seen like shadows, stuff
Those
before.
ones you kind of see in the corner of your eye. You're like, I think I saw
Yeah.
that, but I'm not.
Yeah. Well, this time, Hunter and I went up to check the cameras, and I get up to the top of the steps. He goes into this room over here to check this camera. So I'm standing here where there's a long hallway with several rooms stretching off of it. And I look, And at the end of the hallway, there's a room. We have a camera with a power source. So there's a little red light and a little blue light at the bottom. There's a guy, like probably 6'6", tall guy.
Say, I want to preference. It was a solid. It wasn't
was
one of
solid.
those ones where you can kind of see. No, it was solid. Like we
Oh,
thought
it
maybe
was-
like one
yeah.
of our, almost like Lance's height was standing right in the doorway,
It was like a person, except like,
and it wasn't
Yeah.
looking at us either.
and well, he was looking at me. Now the thing is, or he was facing me. I
Yeah.
can't see nothing. There was no clothing features.
You
or
just see
anything,
like a silhouette.
just a big guy standing there. Like Len said, we're blind, so I'm second guessing myself. Even though I'm looking at it, it's 40 feet away from me. I said, Hunter, come look at it. The time it took me
He
to
said,
look,
"Hard, come here!" He was excited.
I looked at Hunter and I looked back. He was still there, but he turned sideways in the doorway. And then Hunter saw him. He's like, well, he said a bad word. But, holy,
And I was like, I want to get this on video.
Yeah.
I tried to pull out my phone, didn't realize my flash was on because it's going to scare anything away,
Yeah.
and that's what it did.
As soon as he turned the flash on, the whole thing disappeared.
Yeah.
And we should state too, in that room was 2 other windows that had allowed a good amount of light in.
Yeah.
So you could see stuff in there.
Mhm.
It wasn't like it was a completely dark room. So it was clearly visible.
Well, we also didn't fully go dark either, so the stairs were still lit up from the lights downstairs, one to the back. So
Yeah, and
You
it
sure,
was
you sure it
really
wasn't
cool.
just tunnel?
This is a black.
no, he wasn't like he was kind of skinny,
No, is it tall,
I mean, it was
tall, dark, and handsome, Tom.
Jeez, man.
Well, it's really cool though when you really see something that we've been doing a lot of investigations and we've seen a lot of weird stuff.
Like
And
mist
shadow
and
guys,
lights
but they
and-
look like a shadow on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
This thing was 3-dimensional.
Hmm.
They,
Normally you'd be like, okay, well maybe it's something, but when it was turned. It went from being like we could see him from the side, so you could only see the little
Yeah.
thin silhouette side. But then once it turned, it's like it literally just went like this and just started staring at us. Like,
and,
it was
and
just like
I should state too that he wasn't just there when I looked. I saw him coming to the doorway. It looked really deliberate, like he wanted me to see him.
yeah, it was really odd.
And he thought about taking off, I think, when I called my son over. But luckily he did, he just turned.
Yeah. Then
So we did go in there and we did get some like the cat ball activity. We could see something behind this, looked like
we didn't really have our tools because we weren't actually
Right, we weren't
investigating.
ready for
We were
it.
just setting up
a,
cameras.
we could see like a head behind this clothes rack in the back corner.
Oh, I forgot about
That was creepy. And it was looking out like this behind the clothes. And we talked to it, really friendly, but all we kept hearing is a woman's voice.
Yeah.
Which we couldn't quite. Here you got this.
With,
What you
like,
think is masculine, 6 foot.
audibly? you guys
Audible,
were
we
hearing
hear
it?
it.
Yeah,
we couldn't-
hear
we
it with
couldn't-
our ears.
We couldn't pinpoint if it was coming from the hallway, from that corner of the staircase, because we're like, it's in this direction.
It's just
Sorry.
like the
So we
surround
couldn't
sound
quite
almost.
tell where it was coming from.
Yeah, it's
And
like
we couldn't make out
we're being
what it was
talked to.
saying either.
But by the way, so this is this door. Over here is the back wall, right? And where the thing is. We could see the head over here, but that's not where the voices were coming
Do you remember the little
Oh, so
clothes,
it
clothes
was
rack in that
different
back
things.
corner? It was
Yeah.
peeking
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
and
I
we could see
guess,
because
or
it
it could have
cast
been
the
something
shadow on the
projecting
wall.
a voice. I don't know. But
Yeah.
whatever
so,
it was, and then as we were talking to it, and I said something to it, and I took a step towards it because I'm blind. I want to see it clear, right? Even though it's a really dark black head sticking out, I wanted to get closer, and as soon as I did, it disappeared.
Yeah, and we
Almost
couldn't
like it did when he turned on his camera.
It makes me wonder if it was just the same thing. Kind of maybe not messing with us, but kind of just getting like a feel, you know.
I
Well,
think
you
he
guys
wanted
can
us,
see
he
what the
wanted us
heck
to
you
know
were
it was
doing.
there.
That's what doesn't
Be
make sense.
obvious
If
about it.
What are you doing
the
with
first-
these cameras in my house?
the first, yeah, exactly. The first
Well-
thing we saw was a man, or what we thought was a man, but then we heard the
Well,
woman's
what,
voice.
what does the voice say?
We just said we couldn't make it out.
The
we,
one
we
that-
couldn't
It was a
pinpoint
young
it.
woman's voice,
Yeah.
not like 20s, early
Yeah.
20s. And
Well, that's two different entities there.
Yeah.
it was obvious to me, in my opinion, he wanted us to see it.
Right.
I mean, why else would you
Just
directly
not
turn close?
closely or with light.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something to do with light. Who knows? That maybe it. But for whatever reason, and you know, when we start these places, at least but I know some of these other guys do it too. When we're going into these places and putting up cameras and, you know, blackening places way off in the boonies, we're telling things, hey, this is who we are, we're here with respect. we
This is
just
what
wanna
we're
communicate.
doing, yeah.
So we put that already out there that we're trying to interact with you in some way. Maybe he was just letting us know that he was there.
I didn't know you guys. No, you guys didn't. I mean, that's the whole investigation.
You were with Monkey. We hit radio
really
it.
I thought I heard a younger woman's voice whispering in that hallway, and I got all excited, and I was like, and it was the Tracy.
Oh,
What is it?
yeah,
Was it
yeah.
Tracy?
And I was like,
I know.
Well, you know, when we were doing the investigation there, it was pretty quiet for a while, but like, if you were looking at that massive organ, and you know, you got the doorway to the right and doorway to the left, and that left side corridor seemed to be like the darkest.
You're not the only one that
oh,
saw
that's
that.
true.
Too.
That was dark.
Because I kept
Yeah, it was.
seeing a lot of dark images in that corner, even when I was standing.
So did Nina.
Nina.
there.
Yeah.
And they also got some weird mist-looking things over
Like
there.
I could
They
be
got
walking
that on
through-
camera.
Even when I was
The
walking
picture.
through, I always
Yeah.
felt like I wasn't alone.
I actually didn't go to
It's
that
funny
side.
you
when
mentioned
it
that
was-
too. You know that so here's the big giant organ.
Yeah.
This is the little hallway area he's talking about. There's a connecting hallway that goes
goes
from here to this back big
Yep.
storage open room. And we got a lot of cat ball interaction in that room.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there was something that was just, you know, dipping in and out. It's all 8-foot spot right there.
That dark corner, that corridor, for whatever, seemed so much darker than the rest of the.
Yeah, it was a little, it was weird.
Mhm.
And it was also, if you keep going, a back staircase.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
use
right.
that staircase most of the time.
Yeah.
But you're right. He's talking not like energy, like it was physically darker.
Yeah.
Like it was just, and we're pretty accustomed to.
Seeing in the dark.
Yeah.
We were when we first started. When we first started, we're like,
Oh, everybody
Everybody
had
got a
headlights,
flashlight,
had a
yeah.
flashlight.
now hardly anybody cares.
No,
We're just
we,
like,
didn't
oh,
even,
this.
we didn't even set up a grid there. We didn't set up anything there. It was just
Not in
pitch
that
black.
corner, no.
It was
Yeah.
pitch black there the whole night.
Yeah, we did have a camera and a cat ball in there.
And it
Which, by the way,
felt really
in that main little hall right there you're talking about, we also had cat ball going off on the chair in there too.
Yeah, I got the feeling that something
that's
was
on
hiding
camera.
there.
Mhm.
Like something wanted to stay there.
Well, you gotta
and
think.
didn't.
Remember in that little hallway, right behind where the organ wall, there's that little
Yeah.
cubby hole that's actually pretty freaking deep
It's rear access to
The organ.
behind the organ,
stuff,
and
yeah.
it goes to the complete
Oh,
other
maybe
side.
for repairs and things?
Repairs. It's also storage. They have a bunch of storage back there, but
They
Well,
also.
a lot of times they want to hide in a dark place. They
I
don't
would
want
sometimes,
to
right.
communicate with you. Certain entities like, no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It-
hide here and leave me
They
alone.
also have a lot of nooks and crannies that are covered up because like, it's an old brick building. You
Yeah.
can't put insulation in the walls.
no.
So they had to build other sets of walls to try to,
Mhm.
you know, because that place would be freezing.
Yeah. I mean, it was a bit chilly.
I'm pretty sure it was
But
double
like
brick,
without those,
which helped.
We didn't turn
Yeah.
those heaters on.
Yeah, we
so
turned
it was
the
kind of
heaters
cold in
on.
there.
Yeah, that was the only part of that building that I really just
Lisa found that
felt that was like,
little that couch in the upstairs
Questionable.
hall office room.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
The back
walking
office?
by and like hear a little voice and peek in. And Lisa's got it's like a back office. It's nice. She's got a couch.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell's going on in here?
That's funny.
It was warm up there.
Yeah, it was, but we had some pretty cool stuff. I was in the attic most of the investigation, to be honest. Just 'cause-
We got a lot of activity in the attic and a lot of voices. But the weirdest thing is some heavy footsteps. And I also have bad hearing. So to hear that, I mean, you could, it was.
Was
really-
that when you and Lisa were up there?
When I was up there with Lisa and Hunter and then up there by myself.
I don't think I went up there with Lisa, did I?
No, he's
No,
saying
he was up there with
3
you
times.
one
Oh,
time,
yeah.
yeah.
and her one time, and him by himself.
And I think Lisa, when you were sitting on the couch, right, you were getting the cat ball would go off.
Oh, and another
You
thing that
believe-
happened up there too, real quick, because I'm gonna forget. You know, there was a stabilizing bar, and at one point, it just started shaking. for, I don't know, 10,
That's not very
I
stable.
think it was Lisa. and I.
No,
It
the
just started
stabilizing bar is shaking. It's not very stable.
Did,
shaking. So we were like, heck, we were talking,
Huh.
and then it stopped, and, and it was the only time out of a lot of time being up there that thing even moved. And it's a solid steel bar, but it started shaking really good.
did we do a rod session at the time? Did we get anything?
Did we do a rock session in the attic? Oh, yeah, we did, in the back.
Did you?
L,
Because
part of the L.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't that one of the ones that at first you were like, hey, can I do my rods? And it was like, no.
At first, yeah.
That's what I was wondering, did we get shut down on that?
Wasn't
I
that
don't-
place?
I don't remember.
What-
Honestly, I don't.
What did you get in the little office room with the couch?
I know you were getting a cat ball, I think, to respond.
Cat ball.
Because that's why we did the spirit box in there. A little.
At one point too, Lisa, I, and that president was in there, and the cat ball started running off there too. And that's what kind of got us.
I mean, we've done quite a few investigations, but I feel like that was that one and then the one right after were the ones where you asked your 3 questions and they were like, no, I don't think so.
Or one set said yes, and one said no. I
Yeah.
don't
That-
remember.
The last couple of investigations you've had problems with.
Initially, but
Yeah.
usually if she finds the right spirit to talk to,
Mhm.
we realize that, because usually if there's a dominant spirit in a place that's a little moody or whatever, they'll say hell no.
Yeah.
But sometimes then she'll
The
start
house with the,
communicating.
Our dog is breaking wind, which is
yeah,
why
that
everyone's
house,
running
the
around.
house we went to with the dog and the kids and everything, that was one of them.
Yeah.
Walked right in, she asked and just said no.
Oh, you
Right.
had a no on that one too, in the
Yes.
private one?
Mhm.
Yeah.
She asked all of the 3
Why did you
questions,
say,
and it's
sorry,
like,
this is
no.
totally off topic, but why do you, because for the first year, you very rarely got a
Yeah,
no.
that's
Why
what I
do
was
you think
saying, it
you
was
would get
very rare that
somebody-
she does, no.
Because that's like 3 or 4 just in this spring.
Yeah, the
time.
church
It's-
wasn't
it's-
one of them, but some of the places I think would get
Yeah.
darker.
Do you have any idea of why they say no to you?
Well, Shane's theory is that there's probably like one dominant one in there that kind of just like takes over
Control is what
and
yeah.
doesn't let anybody
Tells
come
everybody to
through.
say no.
Yeah,
And he
and
doesn't want you to.
Oh, yeah, because the Lions Club was the one, right?
Lions
They
Club was like
said
that
no.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we found out
a little strange with it.
Mhm.
And that one at that private she did, we know that guy, there was a guy there who was murdered who was a nasty person. And apparently, when we did that investigation, it was on the anniversary of his death. I didn't know
Oh.
that until after the
Yeah,
fact.
nobody told us that.
Yeah.
See, that's something that, would have been nice.
Yeah,
to know.
yeah,
Okay,
it would've
been
been-
good heads up.
There's
Well,
a demon trying to take me
the
over,
woman
and
that
it's
did that-
anniversary?
That was
That's the thing,
knew
when
about
people
it,
don't
was
tell us
there,
everything.
It was her
that's-
relative. She said she wanted to see what would happen.
Yeah, that's crap, they could do this
All
when
right.
they do that.
Maybe, but in that case, later when Lisa did get somebody to answer on those rods, that woman in that bedroom, the woman that said that she was brought there by a Ouija board,
Breeze coming through. Yeah, that's-
She
oh,
said-
yeah.
he won't, and when we asked her about him, he shut her up, and she said he's there, and she stopped talking to us.
Mm.
When we then established a type of rapport with him,
Yeah.
then we told her what what our intentions were, right? Then he pretty much said it's okay to talk to her, and then that girl starts talking to us again.
Do
Now, she
you,
was really cool, but she was like, I'm trapped here. I was brought here through a Ouija board, and I can't get out.
Huh.
So
That's not at the church. This is a private.
this is a
house
private
that
one.
a few of us did.
Oh,
a
a
few
few
weeks
weeks ago, yeah.
The one with the railroad tracks?
Mhm. And the man that
When they
walks back
say
and
no,
forth.
do you get any like weird feelings when they say when they're
No,
like?
it's weird though because
no mood swing change or anything?
every time they say no, I'll go outside and I'll use them outside and they'll say I can use them outside, just not inside.
Hmm.
And I usually wait or I pull out my second set.
Maybe it's something there that just
Yeah.
doesn't want to be bothered or be spoken to or found out about in any type of way.
What would happen if you defy them?
They just don't
Oh, they
work.
won't work.
They won't work.
Okay,
If they say
No.
no, they won't work
I
at all.
got you.
Well, it's sometimes we got good and bad people. There's good and bad spirits, right? If you go to some guy's house who's known for being abusive to his family, you come in, you ask him if you can talk to your wife, he's going to say no, or my kid, no. You know, he's gonna be that controlling
Yeah.
person. I
No,
think that's
like I
what
said,
she comes
just
in contact.
Struck me as odd just now that it's like, no, that has happened a few times
Recently,
More
recently,
lately,
yeah.
yeah.
and not so much that I can
Didn't
recall.
it happen
at
since I've
Lucille
been with
Ball?
you, I've never seen it
Happened-
happen.
No,
Yeah.
Lucille Ball, there was fine at Lucille Ball. No, it wasn't. The
No.
first time it wouldn't
What'd
let
you
me
say?
do it,
Yeah.
and then I waited. And then I
you
asked
do the little
again.
shaky clear thing.
I
Clear
asked
it.
again, and they said that I could, but I was also at the Stonehouse. They wouldn't let me use them in the Stonehouse either.
Really?
And I could use them outside, but
Oh,
just not
The
inside.
second
I
time
wasn't
you're talking
there,
about,
yeah.
right?
The second
Second
time.
time, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we
you
know
weren't
it's
there in
Stonehouse.
the beginning.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Was that the first time in the recent ones that you got to know?
That wasn't the
At the-
No, she's
at the-
got them
Yeah.
once, I think, before.
No,
a
he
while
said when
ago.
you first got the
Yeah,
no,
he
was
wondered
it the
if there's a
second
link between the
Stonehouse?
guy at the
And the
Stonehouse.
guy at the Stonehouse
Control it.
still trying to put up some kind of blockage.
That was a while though, and that if that was the case,
You
we'd
mean
be
a
trying to say
lingering-
no
Like
every
a lingering
investigation.
block?
I mean, she's having to say no. I mean, she clears it.
We've
in
done,
half.
like,
Could
10
somebody linger-
investigations
could
since
somebody
Stonehouse,
linger and
though.
block her?
Yeah. We've done all the Palmer House, we've
I
done
don't
the
know, but
church.
if we figure out, once we're there for a little bit and the things start to realize who we are and what we're trying to
Yeah.
We're not bad
do,
people.
then usually they'll say, oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I got off on a tangent. I was just like
I mean, it's a good
curious.
tangent to go
Yeah,
off on.
because like I said, the first like
Something
2
lingering
years,
block.
you almost never got to know,
Mm-hmm.
except for that one that was, you know, somebody more personal to you, being like, you don't do this, stop. Yeah.
Well, didn't we get a note at the Mimic House too?
No, we got. I don't know if Lisa's comfortable with.
Oh, I don't care.
Her mama said, no, don't do that at the Mimic House. I think that was when we were going to the Mimic House.
I think
when you were like trying them
She
out or
probably
something, and
knew-
she was like,
Oh,
hey,
she was worried about her going there, that's right.
She didn't want her
I
to
forgot
go.
about that, yeah.
just
Yeah.
for
And we got,
Story's
sometimes,
sake,
guys,
a
we
lot
do
of-
get some weird stuff. You
a lot-
gotta be careful.
a lot of you guys who don't know, the Mimic House, we call that because there was something very negative that would mimic spouses of each
unhuman,
other,
yeah.
family members. My little sister, who wasn't even there, which is a weird story because we didn't even realize until a month later when we were
Yeah.
watching the video.
But I think that we were going to the Mimic House.
Yeah.
I don't think she got a note at the Mimic House.
Where
I
is
think
it?
it was getting ready to go. Fort
Farmhouse in
And then,
Yeah, because I tried them outside.
Yeah.
Tried them outside on the porch here.
Yeah, yeah.
It was-
She was like, no.
No,
No, don't go. You shouldn't go.
And that's her mama trying to protect her, we get that.
Yeah.
But then
Well,
also
but you
when
got
we
your-
got there and I was using them outside, they kept trying to get me to leave the area.
In the
Mhm.
church, talking about?
No, at the Mimic House. They kept pointing her
We're
like
gonna get back
across
to
They
the
wanted
street.
me
We'll
to go
we'll get back to the church.
They wanted me to go across the field.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's right.
By
the
yourself?
chickens were.
And I was just
No.
like,
No,
no,
not
it was
even-
just like,
Not
it
even
was
by
just
herself. It was just like, go,
weeds and
go
stuff.
this way, go this
Yeah,
way.
and I'm like, no, I can't go that way. They were getting angry. They were like,
Just freaking go
Anywhere other than the house.
Yeah.
so I
And
was
it,
just
it,
like,
it was,
Do you- hold on, let
it
me
was
ask-
fine with, like, Chrissy walked over
Do
with
you
and stuff.
think-
Like, no, it didn't want her to be by herself. It just didn't want her by the house.
Do you think that it was probably something
And
trying to
she was-
protect her, or
Yeah.
something trying to
Well,
lead her
I
off
think it
again?
was maybe her mama still
No,
trying.
I'm gonna say, get that
And
girl.
remember too,
Girl, listen
it
to me.
did mimic her voice, it grabbed
lot.
her behind,
Yeah.
it did a bunch of stuff, even on the spirit box, it was trying to scare her,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you know, so, but,
But you had your mom come through on the video I was seeing.
a couple times she came through.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
at the cemetery.
Yeah.
And you were talking, and pretty soon you said, "Is this?"
it's just my mom.
It says,
Yes.
Alright, we need
That was
to.
early on.
She came through, the first time she came through was at Trisha's, at the Renwick house.
Yeah,
Mm.
Came through, and she came through at, no, she came through at, Portageville,
oh, Genesee Falls.
Genesee, and
Or
I was just like,
Katie's.
I mean, I had to shut my mom down.
Yeah,
I mean,
like, Mom, listen, I'm trying to
I know.
do something.
Alright, let's,
Yeah, let's just have to actually say to her mom, look, Mom, I know you loving me or whatever, but you
I
need
got
to let somebody else talk to
Yeah.
me.
let's get back
So,
to
yeah,
the
back
church.
to
though.
the church.
We want that spirit box session with
Oh yeah, it was.
the parents. Do you remember?
That's true. That was a good one.
Do you want to say that?
And I think
He was there.
Tom
No.
came up a little later.
He
'cause it was
came
his-
up,
it was
but when
Ben.
he came up,
Yeah,
his son said his name.
yep.
Well,
The spirit box said his name
I was on the
when he was coming up.
I was in the spirit box. I don't know what they were asking. Obviously, we had this on live. I can pull it up somewhere. But we were getting a bunch of names, and most of the names that we
Well-
got correlated with.
The first thing we asked, and again, is actually still talking about mom stuff. So, are you okay talking about mom stuff?
Oh yeah,
As Lisa had been in that room, and you were getting the spirit ball going off, and then you went downstairs. So I was like, well, let's try the spirit box in here because Lisa was getting some stuff. And
But
Hunter-
wait, there was someone who sat beside someone on the couch first.
it was me sitting
Their
beside
mom.
Tana.
Right.
no,
Oh,
no,
I was,
It was-
other than Tana, I was
Yeah.
the first one on the spirit box.
yeah. When we were coming in,
The spirit.
Tana, we were talking about Tana's mom on our way in.
That's, yeah, you were talking about Tana's mom.
And then you put on the spirit box, and the first thing you heard was Tana's mom's name.
Yeah.
And
Her
we were
actual-
like,
And I don't even
Her
know
first
what
name.
Her
Yeah,
mom's
yeah,
name is. So
I don't know if she,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
saying
we won't
Tana's
say
mom's
it,
name, yeah. And Tana was like, well, that's weird, like, because we were just talking about
her mom. Yeah.
and Lisa had just left, so I was like, well, do you know Hunter's mom? She was just up here, and you say no, Michelle,
Yeah.
and
Which
we were like,
Mich-
hold on, yeah,
this is obviously my mom, but Michelle is my biological
Biological
mom,
mother.
technically. But she's been in my life since I was a baby. So
yeah, and we were
anyways,
like, that's gotta be just a fluke.
yeah.
Because we were like, Lisa, we said, Lisa is Hunter's mom. She
She's
was just up here, and it
downstairs,
says,
yeah.
no, Michelle.
Hmm.
And we were like, that's gotta be a fluke.
Yeah.
That's gotta be a fluke. So I think that's around
How
when
could
Ben
that be a
came in.
fluke though?
Right.
Of billions of
Yeah.
names.
When Bill,
So I go,
Bill came in,
Tom?
you said
No, Ben. Ben
Oh,
came
Ben.
Oh, I
Ben,
just
not
said
Bill.
Bill.
Yeah.
You see, don't tell me you're doing it.
No, Ben came in.
That's just like, I
that
got
time.
you.
Yeah. And so I was monkeying out. We're like, yeah, but Michelle's a common name.
Yeah.
The timing was weird. So I'm like, well, do you know my mom's name? And that's when Monkey said, yeah, or my mom's name. And
they both had the same
Yeah.
moms. Like Brenda, their moms are different but the same name.
yeah, same name. And then Hunter, who can't hear us at all, he says Brenda. And so Monkey, to be kind of a smart ass, he goes, well, which Brenda? And you say two.
Two.
And we were like,
Dude.
okay.
So we got 3 different moms' names.
Okay.
Just whatever.
And then
And
Ben,
then
Four.
Four
Tana's
moms.
mine.
Right.
And then-
yeah. And then Ben says, well, can you tell me, like, my mom's name?
And did it say
No,
something
no,
like
he
this?
said, "Can you tell me something about one of my siblings?"
He asked about his mom
No.
first. And
Was it?
It said a bad word.
It said, bitch.
Or
He
something
goes,
along
"Really?"
those lines.
Yeah.
And he goes,
And he goes, yeah, okay.
yeah, I was gonna edit that out, mother, because we don't know who watches the podcast.
Well, Tommy knows.
yeah.
He doesn't seem too pleased, so let's change
Yeah.
the
No,
subject.
it's good.
So then he asked
He
his
said,
brother's
yeah, can you
name.
No,
tell
no.
me,
One of my
siblings.
siblings.
And
I hear
apparently,
Zach.
yeah,
We
And he
never-
said
how,
Zach.
how would we
Hunter
know
doesn't even know.
We don't know
I-
that.
We know Ben and
I
the
know.
younger one,
Yeah.
but
And the reason why they're is because him and his mother don't get along. They have a very contentious relationship.
that's the thing. We were
So
trying
he
to
said,
figure out.
what's my sibling's name? It said Zach. Now, none of us knew
is the
that.
oldest brother, who's what, 30
He's
something?
a little older than me.
31 years old.
A
Yeah.
couple years older than me.
So, and Hunter didn't even know him. I knew about him.
No,
I've never met him. Never even heard of him.
We were,
I knew you had an.
we were
older
like,
son.
oh, that must.
But I've never mentioned his name.
We were like, oh, that must be wrong. And Ben's like, no. He's like,
Like,
"No,
that's
no,
my brother's
that's
name."
my
That's
brother's-"
right.
Yeah.
So that's 5 names they pulled
right.
off of
And
it.
then,
Oh,
and he said somebody. Can you tell somebody else? And it said Tom.
No, before we
And
heard.
I was about to walk into
Yeah.
the room and they says Tom here or something like that.
Yeah.
And Ben said, that's my dad.
Yeah.
Said Tom.
I also
But
wanted.
that's the second time that's happened. Remember that happened in the library too.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
the college.
Mm-hmm.
I
They
wanna-
said, is Tommy here? And I walked in the room. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
the
remember
Mans- yeah. I was.
At the North Hall in Mansfield.
And that was weird because he's around the corner. Like I'm out
I
against the
wasn't even
wall,
anywhere
and
near
there's
the
a
room.
doorway
Yeah.
goes off this way about 10 feet, and then there's a doorway out there. And as Tom's walking through that doorway, I hear his name, something about him coming on the spirit box, you know. But
I was like, Tommy here? I was like,
yeah.
what?
Mm-hmm.
we heard Ellen came in, And
That's right.
and Ellen was like, "Well, you say my name or something like that, or something like that." And I hear Frank. Frank came in, and they didn't know what it was because I watched live, and they're like, and Ellen's like, "That's my last name," and everyone's like, "Oh shit, it is!"
Like, oh, yeah, that's your last name.
Yeah, what's
But
my name, Frank?
That was the only thing. I mean, it was only names that we really got.
Yeah, it wouldn't answer any questions
Any
about
other
itself.
questions?
We were like, well, what's your name?
Didn't it
No.
say
And
Ellen's
keep in
mother's name at one time too?
I don't know.
I don't
maybe.
think so.
But yeah, the glasses, it would not.
It would not.
And they were harping
anything
on
about
it. They
itself.
were asking him over and over, whatever it is,
Yeah.
over questions about itself, and it just
Yeah.
refused
What,
it.
how long?
It
have
wouldn't
you
even
been
acknowledge
here? Wouldn't acknowledge
Dead
anything
silence.
like that.
See, that makes me wonder though. Because
But it
a
was-
ghost is not going to know everybody else's names.
It's not
But
good.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
And you
And
combine
it
that
knew
with,
your parents and your siblings' names.
Yeah.
that's my point. You combine that with the fact that we saw a 6 foot+ shadow figure guy.
Solid,
Substantial, yeah.
Yeah. Which is also not
which is literally
really a
10
ghost.
feet technically from that room.
It makes you wonder there.
Yeah. Well,
And it wasn't that special too that they were saying there was something in the other room and had sent me out.
That
then
same
that
room,
was the same
different
room,
section.
section.
Yeah,
yeah.
later
Oh,
on.
we'll talk about that. Yeah, that was good. But like,
I
what
don't
got
remember
me
too much
with
of that one,
with
but-
that one too, like you said, and actually, like Lisa brought up the
Oh, I
mimic
do
house because it
remember
kind of relates. I can understand at some point in the night somebody could have said Brenda.
Yeah.
That's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
You
well,
know?
like Tom, because you, mom,
Yeah, oh,
mom,
yeah,
grandma,
yeah.
Nobody
Lisa and
Zach.
Tom would be the only ones that would be like,
Lisa-
oh, Brenda.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, if the way Monkey said, you know, oh, like, oh, we'll ask about my mom. If you were a human listening to that, you could infer, oh, they either have the same mom or it's the same name.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
You
even
know.
Tom calls mom a lot.
Yeah, or
That's true.
Lisa, Tom. Most of those names make sense. Michelle,
No.
You know Michelle.
you wouldn't know that.
Zach,
at
Frank,
all.
Tana's
Yeah,
mom.
Now Frank,
Tana's
because
mom who lives in
I
Ohio.
do call her Miss Frank sometimes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's for
Like
life.
a couple of them, I could see if it's a human
I'm even
spirit
talking
could have
about my
picked
son.
up by listening.
Yeah.
But
If it's that
Michelle-
If they
intelligent,
heard you at that time.
Michelle, Zach.
if
But
that
who's
thing,
saying
no.
Ellen's last name
Yeah,
or
I'm talking about
Zach?
my- I'm
If-
talking about
if
my
whatever
son.
that
No,
is that
we didn't
intelligent
know
to
you
know
had-
all that, it would be
I
able to
mean,
just.
Yeah,
It's
and
gonna be good at
even
listening.
when I
It's
talk
gonna be
about
good
him,
at
I
picking
always
up
say
all
my
these
son, I
different
don't
things.
say
Yeah,
Zach,
no.
No.
So you're
So whatever
saying
this-
that it could be something other than a human ghost?
I'm saying it's very likely
I don't-
it was. A
We
ghost
don't. We
is
don't
not
say
gonna
anything
know.
for sure.
I don't
Unless it's
necessarily
with
evil.
all of us observing us all the
But
time,
very
and
intelligent.
came with us to there,
Yeah.
then that would be a different
Well,
thing.
when's,
Yeah, well,
when's-
his mom,
when's the last time we said Michelle by name?
30, 40 years.
Not that long, but
Yeah.
we've never had that.
Facebook's good.
But I don't know if you got, in my opinion, a human ghost can't like read your mind.
No,
No.
I can't.
But see,
You know.
we that's what our belief is until we went to the was it the mimic house?
I don't think
And-
that's a human
That
ghost.
And
was
then
not
also-
nothing human.
Oh,
That
same with
was the
the
The people
that's
that's what he's
Dudley.
theorizing here.
The Dudley too. The Dudley in that one
We didn't
room.
get any names of our.
No,
Yeah,
No,
sure,
but it
no.
was
it was
very strong
very.
and
Yeah.
consistently strong.
Yeah.
Human spirits zap themselves,
How many
Just
things
trying to
do we
interact.
know
exhausted.
can move a freaking queen size bed and box spring?
It was
out of
only
the way?
a twin.
No,
No,
They
it
were
was a
queens.
queen.
No, they were the kids ones. But how many things we
No,
know can
they were-
raise
No,
they
it
were
was a
queen
full
size beds. It was
that.
two
can
queens.
raise and lower the temperature by 10 degrees on command.
Yeah.
Like 10 degrees is
One time,
substantial.
20 degrees.
Yeah. Well, for the
Well,
girls.
not to
it's
mention we got like 180 freaking spike on the EMFs too.
Yeah, if you guys are interested in those stories, check out our first Ghost Hunt podcast episode number 1.
on YouTube,
Second.
links in the bio.
The first.
Yeah, but I think
YouTube, you're already
the
there.
YouTube video is titled Our First Ghost Hunt.
Yeah, I
It's
think it
talking
was,
about
yeah.
Dudley.
But if it's not the first, it's gonna be labeled
It's
the
the first
Dudley.
and the second.
Yeah.
That was a cool, good one. Yeah.
But- As Shane brought up, the second Spirit
Yeah.
Box session was
Which-
kind of weird too.
I only remember the ending part because I wasn't on
Because
it.
you were on the box and it said, come here. Or
Come over here or
And
something.
we said who, and it said the man.
Yeah.
Or-
Tall man. That's what it
Well,
was.
it's first they just said man. So Shane went. And then you didn't even, Hunter doesn't even know Shane left the room. And Shane goes, I'm in here, what do you want? And then you said, tall man.
or the tall man.
The tall man. So Tom went to get up.
Which Tom's like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, Tom's
He's a big guy.
bigger than me. And then Hunter says, "No, with boots."
And then you walk.
And
And I was like,
raises-
"Oh, okay, that's very specific."
Very, very
The
often.
tall man with the boots, right?
Keep
Yeah.
in mind, it's pitch black in this room, and I'm surrounded by everybody, so I have no idea
And
who's
Hunter's
leading.
eyes are closed.
Yeah.
He's got no
We
I
idea.
sit like this, and you
We
can see
hear
it
a
on
lot of
video.
calls for him though. We get calls for Lance a lot.
Yes.
The tall guy.
Lance's name comes to the
Like if
spirit
I'm
box a
sitting
lot.
on the floor with you, we get a lot of calls for the tall guy.
Yeah. So-
Well, that one was because it was also very. It wouldn't answer, and it wouldn't say why it wanted us in there.
No.
But it was again letting us know, no. I know exactly what
The
I'm
man.
talking about.
Oh, no, no.
No,
not
the
that
tall
man.
one.
The tall man.
The tall one in boots, damn
No,
it.
not that one.
Well,
That man
after
with the boots on.
fighting or toying with us, whatever it was, for 20, 30 minutes, I decided to get off the spirit box. I think I gave it to Monkey or you. You, I think it was. And it was telling me to go into the other room.
Mhm.
So I was in, not the room that it was telling.
when it said the man the first time, I did say me, and it said you said yes. I think you might have been
Maybe he's trying to get
messing
all
with
you
us a
in
little
there.
bit, who knows?
The man, the tall man with boots.
We
Oh,
wanted
maybe it was trying to
everybody.
get everybody out.
Maybe it was trying to get the guys away from
The
the
girls.
females. Yeah.
But Hunter and Monkey would have still been in there.
Yeah.
Well,
But
Yeah.
anyways,
I think it just.
there's a reason my name is listed as security in the intro.
But see, that also doesn't make like I think
no,
Hunter's
it
right. I
wasn't
think it was
because there was
just.
still too many
I
guys.
think it's just effing with us.
Could be.
Maybe it was
Because-
messing with us. Yeah.
If it really wanted one of us specific, it's already shown. It knows
It
Tom's
knows
name.
names.
It knows names. Why
Yeah.
wouldn't it just say our name?
And we should note too, even though we think that in that, at least in the
Maybe
first
it was a
spirit box
different
section,
spirit that
I
time.
Well,
thought the same voice.
that may not have been human. I think likely not.
Mhm.
It just goes to prove too, it wasn't bad necessarily. It
No.
wasn't trying to be malicious.
No,
It you
it
know,
was showing
lot of
us
people
that
think
it
that
has
things that aren't
information it
using
doesn't have.
Some strength.
are
intelligence.
always bad. They're not. There's a
No.
lot of
No.
things out there.
No.
I
No,
also
I think
wanted
it
to
was
add.
showing
I
off.
don't think
Yeah,
so far I don't think we've encountered anything bad at all. Not
We've-
really.
We've had some negative
And the
things.
few-
Yeah, but
few
nothing
places.
dangerous.
Nothing
Yeah.
dangerous or like evil.
You know,
We've had
nothing-
some things that
nothing
were.
where
The
we had
mimic and the Dudley was
where we had to get
before your
down
time.
before Tommy.
Stonehouse.
Yeah, before
The
your
doctor
time.
in the
The
top
mimic and-
hat.
about the closest we've come is maybe that barn, the honky tonk bar with the speaker flew off the steps. Maybe.
There's something.
The honky tonk bar.
Yeah, that,
I like that name.
it was a honky.
Yeah.
It was a honk.
But yeah, so after that spirit box, Lance got on, and the word in the middle room, it sent whoever it was to the room to the right. For whatever reason, it kept sending me to the room to the left. It specifically said my name, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, what do you want me to do in here? He didn't want to answer. And then every time I tried to come back into the room, it would say, no, stay, go back, go back.
Mhm.
Nothing.
So
Yeah.
We
I-
should note too, when those things were going on, we had a chair out there that had like a grid tracker and catwalk on it, and sometimes those
Camera.
were going off too.
yeah.
Mhm.
Even before these guys came up and started doing that section, when Lisa and I and the president was in there, that was
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah, it was very. I don't know. Like it wanted it to show. Well,
It wanted to show its strength,
I
but
think
it also
it's a-
was just like messing with
like
it.
Kane said, the same thing you guys saw. It's showing you, hey, I'm substantial. It's saying I can pull stuff right out your head that you're not
Sometime
even
here,
thinking
and I
about.
have some
But like you said, I didn't think it wasn't
Yeah.
scary. It wasn't negative.
I don't. It
We
wasn't
just wanted to
trying
know
to
you
scare.
guys-
It was a little annoying that it would not answer. Like, okay, you know my mom's name. That's cool. Tell me your name. No.
It wouldn't even answer. It just would.
But once again, not everything has a name.
Well, that's true, but it won't answer anything like how.
Can you tell us
Can you tell us?
where you're from? What,
Yeah,
what you're,
yeah.
what do you do? What,
Whatever. How
It
long?
wouldn't-
How long have you been here?
It won't even say no. It would just
But even
ignore
those things,
us.
it could be a whole different
That's true.
concept of
Could be.
thinking, a way of thinking.
Right.
It could be eons. It could be who knows where you're from.
Yeah.
You know,
But
we
it could have
even
answered
comprehend
because we asked a
That does make
boatload.
me
Were
uncomfortable.
you a member
if
of
they
this
can
church? It wouldn't answer.
know things
Were you here
that you
before
don't
the church?
even-
Wouldn't answer.
consciously
Yeah.
think of.
But
I
that's
mean,
yeah.
I'm not thinking of
But that's not the
Michelle?
first time we've come through that. I don't ever
Why
think
does it
about
make you
it.
uncomfortable?
No, how
The
can they
thought,
do
the
that?
idea of
Possibly
something
being
able to do that.
Can
Well,
access
And
your
that's,
own
that's
mind.
really surprising.
You could
I
also
think,
be talking
I
to
mean,
family too.
to me,
Yeah, but if
I
it
know
was
there's a lot
family,
of
it
other
would
things
address
out there,
it
and
so.
Well,
not such a-
And it would know
That's true, but
pretty much all of us.
Sometimes maybe they don't know how
But
to.
what family
Just
do I
concerned.
have that passed away that would know my biological
No.
mom and them and their parents?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, nobody
Tom-
here
and
except for
Tom's
these
family.
four know who my mom is.
Yeah.
You know, the other half.
Yeah, I don't know. It was definitely.
Well, now the whole
Bizarre.
world does.
Well,
Maybe the
only
ghost,
our
maybe the
subscribers.
spirit watches the podcast.
Right.
Maybe
I wonder
he
if
does.
spirit.
I think probably some of that happens too. But,
Like I'm gonna go.
We've
and see
heard
what
stories
they're,
of
they're talking about me.
Things taking over technology. With
Oh,
like
yeah.
Chrissy's email.
Yeah, Chrissy got emails from
Oh,
a
yes.
ghost.
A ghost. Yeah.
If you're interested in that, check out Our Ghost Stories Part 1.
Yeah. Little ways down, which you'll find.
Oh yeah.
Part
Yeah, it's a
one, yeah.
podcast. Yeah, it's one of the earlier podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't Tom do the second one with us? Pretty sure.
Yeah,
Did we
Ghost
talk about our
stories.
ghost?
I
I
Yeah,
don't think
remember
we
he was
did.
telling that story about the thing in his room coming out of the closet?
Yep.
That
Yeah.
wasn't on a podcast.
Well,
Not for
it
that
was.
one though.
He was sitting like
Oh,
right here. I remember him
I
talking
don't
about.
think he was in the part two.
I don't think it was.
It might have
Our
been
Ghost
on
Stories
a
one. I think
podcast.
we talked about it,
on,
yeah.
We could always do a part three. We always.
I mean, we
Yeah.
told them we were going to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we got.
yeah.
Stay tuned at some point for a part three. But
So for the church, anybody else? I know Mom wasn't there, but have anything significant? We heard the footsteps in the bell tower area.
You heard the bell. You heard the woman's voice.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
saw
I mean,
the
anything we
man.
haven't talked about
You
yet.
saw the man, and then you saw the head in the closet.
me, Nina, and Tracy, and there was the other. I think it was the president. Was there another woman there besides those three?
Yeah.
There wasn't. There was the fourth
Two
one.
Tracy's, Nina,
There was
and then
the Tracy who was quite adventurous, and then the quieter Tracy.
That's right. Okay, it was those.
Not anything that she wasn't adventurous. She was just quieter, like we didn't
yeah,
talk to
she's
her.
I
part
think-
of reserve. She's a teacher. I can see.
Yeah.
her.
I think it was those four, and there may have been one of you guys. If you'll probably remember, we were in the big main room of the church. That laser grid I had pointing the organ. Anyone else remember seeing that thing and just roll over like almost a whole spin?
Oh, I didn't
You were
realize.
there?
I remember you telling
The
me.
whole
The whole
laser
grid?
itself, like it's like someone took the laser and just like turned it,
Yep.
almost like probably
Huh.
upside
I
down.
remember you telling
And you
me.
can see, I mean, it's a million lasers going, you know, but it could have just
That's
been
cool.
the way it rolled. It could have been the angle of something.
But
Maybe it
you've
wasn't
never
level.
had it roll before.
We've
We've had it jar and
Like
turn.
jar.
switch a
We've
little
had the
bit,
cat
but-
walls move by themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
cat ball in there in front
Yeah,
of the organ, and the rib pod was also reacting a lot.
It was pretty neat, but I'm not going to say for certain because we were on the other side of the room. There's no way to tell that it was sitting straight or like leaning
Yeah,
slightly
that's
on
still
something.
odd.
It is odd.
It is odd.
Um,
But
but
what helps validate maybe it might be something substantial is the other stuff that was on that same table was also reacting.
that's music box.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the music box did go off a lot of times. It was tickling some of those women.
Yeah.
There
We
was a
got
cat ball up there. I don't
Lots
know if that went
of
off.
spirit ball activity
Yeah.
all over the building.
Yep.
Spirit
Yeah, I saw your live
ball, not spirit.
thing
ball.
you had with that spirit ball up in the attic there.
Ask me
Yeah,
that
that-
nice.
yeah,
spirit
that
ball.
was-
And then the one,
And it's so
Way
dark
off,
in that
went
attic,
off
when something
too.
would start flashing like that, it's like, it's awesome.
and on that, was it, it wasn't a podcast, it was a live excerpt. The footsteps.
I swear to God, come over here.
Yeah.
It was in that one.
Hunter posted that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. The footsteps. Yeah. You picked
There's
something like that.
footsteps and cat ball and stuff that,
I don't know if I actually
We-
post.
You
I-
did.
I
It was
saw it.
watching.
I
Oh,
saw it
like
on
live.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably watched it live. I don't know if I actually.
One of them
posted
you
it.
posted on something.
Yeah, because it was just on the other day on Facebook.
Well, you know how sometimes it'll
Yeah, but it,
redo the lives, and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
Spirit
but-
Hunters is live. 4 weeks
remember
ago.
my account
Yeah,
got
we had
hacked, so
people
everything
a
I
couple
ever
days
posted
ago
was gone. So it
yeah.
wasn't.
Investigation notice for the asshole.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it was from that, then it's gone off Facebook. when my account got hacked, so it's not even on there.
Yeah. It does not do it reliable.
I'm
But
waiting for you guys to respond. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
the hell just.
And
By
the
the way,
last,
the old, Cuba Cultural Center is looking for a buyer of that building. So if you're interested in a creepy old beautiful building in a great location downtown
You
Cuba,
know,
which is a lovely
it
town.
is all- but
Already
it's-
inhabited, but
it
you
is
know,
very solid, so you don't have to
it's
do a whole lot of
solid.
work.
It's
It's
solid
solid.
there, yeah.
But
And
yeah,
renovated in the 60s,
Mhm.
I think that she said.
Somewhere around
So it's actually, the inside's not that old.
no. Yeah, it's got a beautiful 2-story pipe organ in there.
And you get to climb up a creepy 5-story tower.
Bell, the
And
bell
ring a bell.
still
And
works.
a really, really old, large bell.
Yeah.
Yep.
We go into these churches a lot. Lisa will tell you. I love climbing up in those towers and ringing those. The ropes are like this big around. The bells are real heavy. Just
Yeah.
pick your whole body up off the ground.
Shane gets his Quasimodo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And when you go up there, there's always, you know, it's
Dead
great
birds.
value. There's dead birds.
Dead birds.
Yeah, all these dead
Mummified rats,
Yeah.
even.
birds.
We all
But,
know. I
yeah.
know mummified rats a little too well.
Overall, a good investigation. Nothing too. I mean, some stuff that was weird, but nothing like that was negative.
Mind-blowing.
feeling or, like,
Yeah, no
creepy.
negativity.
It was an early night.
We find that churches
Yeah.
are really active.
Early-ish.
Early-ish.
We had to get it
We've
early.
got some of the best interactions at
in
churches.
churches.
Yeah.
And the first time a church was offered to us, I was surprised.
It
Because,
takes a lot of trust for
right,
churches to trust us enough to be in their house of worship.
Yeah.
You know. Now this one's not active, but then we've been in some active ones.
Mhm.
Want to hear about the United Church that we did? That podcast is
I
also.
took that was up too, and that was
That was
the
a
church we
really
did. That
pretty
was
good
really
one too.
With
Oh man, that
also,
spear box.
it's also a
section was-
massive organ.
Oh god, that was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, the one I liked.
That
Oh,
organ has a
massive
lot of
organ.
activity around the base of it.
If you didn't hear it.
sure did.
You have music box going on.
Yeah.
The music box, the cat balls.
Big one.
Balls and
Big,
stuff.
big
yeah,
organ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're a little over hours, a little past midnight.
A little past our time slot.
Tommy turns into
Do you have any
pumpkin soon.
questions on yours?
No. But yeah,
Do you have questions?
No, it was.
no, overall though, it was a good investigation. It was a fun one. A place we'd go back to definitely.
Yeah. And we are gonna go back and check that little room out, see if there's any
Yeah.
evidence of somebody being held there.
And again, if anybody has any places they want us to investigate, please throw it out there.
Western New York, northwestern PA area.
No,
What kind of-
Yeah, we can't do the
hauntings?
Colorado one,
Yeah, I wish.
even though
Um,
that's where my
I will look
son
up,
was
because we
born.
do, I do have folders for other locations in the
Pennsylvania's
Yeah.
country
good.
and around the world.
We can
Those
add it
ones
to a
that we may
future.
Go to
Yeah.
sometime in the future, if we
Yeah.
can get, you know, $1 million sponsor.
Yeah, if we get 300,000 subscribers on YouTube, we'll
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, by the
Check
way,
out
you
Colorado.
could use a sponsor if anybody.
Yeah.
If you want to
Yeah.
see us go to farther distant places and beautiful, cool buildings,
yeah.
we're gonna
Start
have to
like,
grow our
sharing, and
platform.
Somebody out there
subscribe.
like Josh
Yeah.
Gates, you know,
Yeah.
somebody want to
But
boost us up a little.
yeah, that being said, so you guys on our, you guys watching this in the future on the YouTube,
The YouTube girl.
the YouTube. Make sure you like and comment and subscribe. We put podcasts out in the off season, every week. But now that we've been doing more hunts, they're,
Yeah.
we have to schedule them around our ghost hunting activities.
Just because we're new, YouTube, we don't have it in our bio, but you can get us on Facebook, Spirit Hunters Inc. TikTok is Spirit_Hunters_Inc. We post all of our stuff mainly to there and Facebook. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, you're gonna have to find us there. But TikTok and YouTube, or TikTok and Facebook, you guys already have us. You have the
FaceTalk.
links. FaceTalk, FaceTube, yeah. You guys have the links to everything there. Give us a follow.
Spirit Hunters Inc. Look for the logo designed by Lisa.
And I may it sound like we don't have places. We have several confirmed places. We just haven't got them on a calendar yet. Sometimes the dates are difficult,
Get your
but
own
we
back.
have a lot of cool ones coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and this shirt I made,
Yeah, we
Yeah,
we can
Ghost
we can actually
Lives
make our
Matter.
own merchandise now, but it's still a little.
Make the order.
we could do one or two.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that. Maybe sometime in the future.
Yeah.
If she wants to.
If we get a big prize thingy on here, maybe they can get a T-shirt or something.
Maybe would
Get
you
like a
run some kind
lion
of
or
contest
something.
for a T-shirt or other merch later?
Mug or something like that. It's
Yeah.
not a bad
We could
idea.
do a giveaway.
Yeah, so you guys subscribe and stay tuned for
And
that.
don't just subscribe. Tell us about your stories. Your paranormal.
Yeah, we'd like to know
stories.
things.
Yeah. We do
Yeah,
like
we'll
to
share
hear
that
stories.
stuff.
Even if
Yeah.
it sounds crazy, you think you sound nuts,
It ain't gonna
or
sound
whatever,
crazy
you know
to us.
what, we wanna hear it all.
And we're open-minded.
Well, a
And,
lot of people
you know,
say we're nuts, so, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Give us a follow, live notifications, and we'll see you guys soon.
Happy hunting.
rock on.
Rock on, your spirit ball.
I
Rock
forgot how
on.
to stop it.
Huh?
I forgot how to stop it.
This button here.
Oh yeah.
Rock out.
So,
Hold on, don't say anything
Now,
inappropriate. We still got
can you tell
TikTok up.
how many people watch? the-
Big doggy.
Well, that shows that there's 3 at the time,
Big dog.
but there's 2.2 likes.
And of course, I just tell them.
That says 2.2.
I just had something that said I had
Yeah,
to verify
2,000
something on TikTok.
Oh,
I don't know what it is.
2.2 thousand likes?
How do you end this?
What, on TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
2,200 likes?